music box came out of a collaboration that involved our friend Swoon from New York, myself, and Taylor Shepard. Our first idea was actually to build a single musical house, and we had this falling down old shanty kind of cottage in New Orleans, and we wanted to do something with the materials from it. So Swoon designed a house. Taylor, who's a sound artist, started thinking about how it would function, and I started thinking about how we would bring it to life. And in the course of thinking about this one house and making this model for it, we realized we really didn't know what we were doing. So I had the idea to have a experimental sort of prototyping stage of the project, and we called it the Music Box, and it involved, bringing 25 artists together to sort of explore this notion of musical architecture that we conceived. We are in this beautiful, amazing setting that's behind me, so tropical. There's alligators and manatees. There's a community called Sulphur Springs that we're working in, and a deep history in this neighborhood. And so we're pulling in those histories and those narratives to create a music box that is particular to Tampa and its residents.
The original idea for the Symphonium came from a project that Devin had worked on many years ago for the Bonk Festival. So when we got the invitation to participate in the Music Box project, and we found out that it was going to be in Sulphur Springs on the river, it all made sense for us to work on using his original idea because of its use of water and compressed air and the connection to the river.
So I actually did a bunch of experiments at my studio back in Brooklyn. I tried to make pneumatic floors where when you stepped on a floor tile, the tiles would sink and blow air through a whistle. But that wasn't quite satisfying. And then I remembered the Nightingale floors in Kyoto and made these mechanical noisemakers that rub two pieces of wood together when you step on the floor. And that turned out to be a really interesting sound, and you can get all kinds of variations on it based on how hard you jump or bounce or shift your weight on the floors. So once we had that, we decided that was successful, and we went with it.
What I did in the design is to create these sliding doors so that make sound. So that visually you see the architecture changing based on the sound. So that just kind of is in tandem with my art practice already in general, to just make modular spaces. So these doors will be musical, and then these floorboards in here will be musical as well. Someone will be in here and they will sort of jump around, dance, and then each one of these floorboards will have a sound connected to it so that your movement will affect the architecture itself.
For me, the challenge was really trying to find a way to make the instrument not only sound better, but also to, being somehow engaging to the participants. Are they going to enjoy using this thing? And it was a real struggle, but that's where working with these other sound musicians really kind of helped out, because I was able to kind of watch them. I was able to go for them for information, just in terms of how the different strings worked and what I needed to do to make that sort of make the right tones. So those were the two big challenges for me on this.
just so excited for it to begin. I want like the people to come and to see their reaction to the project and see how hard we've worked on it. I want to listen to it. Especially that's what intrigues me the most, because right now we can see the architecture and the art aspect of it, but we haven't yet experienced the music part of it, which I think is very exciting.
So the site becomes a cultural space, and it's able to be programmed with all sorts of cultural activities. We saw that as an opportunity to really kind of expand the disciplines and take it not only out to not only program the space with musical performances, but also to bring in spoken word.
She couldn't whistle, but she sang beautifully. She didn't even know what beautiful was.
Give them a sound, a loud sound, and not a soft, innocent hum. Now the boys upon this mission where their sounds are still overlooked.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the members of the Heard 'Em Say Youth Arts Collective from Music Box Tampa Bay. Please give them a round of applause.
It's just the beginning of these relationships that we've built over the past month, that not only collaborating with everybody here, but we've just been living together basically full-time for a month, just out here on the site, going through all kinds of frustrations and triumphs, and I'm really proud of everybody and their commitment and their ingenuity and their resourcefulness and their talents. It's just really great. We've made some really great friends here.
Yeah. A lot of people, are like, well, what's going to happen to these structures, and it's sad to see them go away, but I think that this is all going to live on in the relationships that have been made through this project. We've all made these connections that are going to last and carry us forward and have brought together our different communities in new ways. And I think that's kind of what the crux of this project is it's about making these connections, making these bridges between our communities and flourishing from those.
What we created was so unusual, and that people were able to experience it in such different ways was just magical.